morning to you laddies, my name is Jacksepticeye and I'm back from tour, finally. Oh god, it's been a while since I've done this, just recording anything to a camera. Sorry if I sound like shit or look like shit, it's been a long 2 weeks. But yeah, it's probably been about 2 weeks since I've actually done a recording. Probably a bit more actually, because I was kind of prepping for that tour. But I said in a video a little while ago that I was going to take a break, and I know there was no videos going up on the channel for a little while, and some people were freaking out. I was freaking out a small bit when it started to happen, but we made it through, and we're back, and I'm ready to go harder than ever at videos. I've never ever taken a break before on YouTube, ever. I've always done my videos 2 times a day at the same time every day for like 5 years, and I've never ever had to take a break, but this was a bit of a special occasion, so I'm finally back from that. The 12-day, well, I can't remember how many days it actually was, but the Ready Player 3 tour with the Game Grumps around Europe. We finally did it! And my god, was it incredible. That was one of the coolest experiences I have ever had in my life. And if you've been following me on social media, you would have seen some stuff go up on my Instagram story or the different parts on Twitter here and there, because I was trying to document stuff as I went around. Because normally, whenever I go away to do something, it's in America, and I don't have the best data reception when I'm over there, and I don't have the best Wi-Fi whenever I go places, and I always forget to take pictures of stuff because of that, so I don't document it, and I don't take pictures of anything. So this time, because I was in Europe, I had great reception, so I was documenting everything as I went around, or at least as much as I possibly could. So I was trying to take people on the journey with me, because there was nothing else going on the channel, so I wanted to have something happening, and I was trying my best to interact with people on social media while I was away as well. But ooh, it was fun. I want to talk about it. There's a lot in it though, so I apologize this video is actually like 20 minutes long, because I have a lot to talk about. It was a long journey. We went around, we did 8 shows, I think, total. Which doesn't sound like a lot, because we were gone for almost twice the length of time for the shows, but because you have to travel around Europe and the dates didn't align in some places and everything, tours are hard to organize if you want to do them well. But we flew out, we did Amsterdam first, then we went to Sweden, then we did Norway, then we did Denmark, then we did 3 shows in the UK, we did Cardiff in Wales, we did London, and then we did Manchester, and then we flew over back to my homeland, and we did Dublin. And that was the last one that we did, so I actually got back. That show was last night? Yeah, Jesus. That show was last night as of recording this, so I just got back today, I got a little bit of rest, I got a little bit of coffee, and I'm ready to go and record videos again. I'm so excited to get back into it. It's so weird. I thought if I took a break and I went away, a part of me was kind of afraid that I'd be like, man, this is what it's like to not record anything. I like this. No. It was horrible. Like, a couple of days into it, I was like, oh, I want to record something. I really want to play some games, because some more games came out since I was away. I went away on my tour and Cuphead came out and I wanted to play that. And then I went away for the European tour, and now like the 2nd episode of Batman Enemy Within is out, their Life is Strange is out, fucking South Park came out. There's a ton of stuff out that I want to do. So, you can look forward to all of those. I'll be doing all of those in due time. Sorry that it's taken me a while to get to some of them. But, oh god, where do I start with the tour? Man, you guys around Europe are fucking incredible. Because it's bizarre. I've never done anything for a European crowd before. The only thing I kind of did was Insomnia a little while ago, but I never really did anything like stage presence wise. I did a little thing there, but it was, I don't know, it was different. And normally whenever we do ventures, it's always going to conventions in like PAX or going to Indie PopCon or different places like that. So it's always America based. So it was cool to see the Grumps come over here and try to do a European tour, which really excited me, because a lot of the places I had been to before but kind of forgot about, and other places I'd never been to before at all, like Norway and Sweden. So I was really excited to go to those places. Actually, I've never been to Amsterdam either. So just so cool to be able to travel around my own continent and be able to see different parts of the world. And there was one point in Norway, we were going around a fort, and I stopped and I turned around to everybody and was like, isn't it so weird how we record video games at home and now we get to tour Europe? And it's just like, I had that dawning moment, and it was so cool. I had an absolute blast going around those countries. And I was with such fantastic people, with the Grumps. Oh, such a grand bunch of lads. Such a great bunch of people. And not only was it cool getting to know them more personally, and they've become really good friends now by the end of this tour, but they've also taught me a lot over this tour, and I got to talk to them about a lot of different things, and not only just YouTube wise, and they have a lot of business ventures going on with their game publishing and doing animations and different things like that. It was just fascinating getting to hear them talk about all these projects they're working on, but just life advice in general as well. It's always fascinating to me sitting down with people and listening to their stories and listening to their advice and their experiences going through things. Don't always agree with everything that people have to say. Some people have different viewpoints and different things, but it's all good experience. It's all great knowledge to be able to take on board. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is to just go around and meet people and talk to them. Sadly, I don't get to talk to you guys as much as I could, like a two-way conversation, but going around and doing tours is a very cool way of getting to interact with all of you and getting to see some of your faces like super up close and getting to bring you up on stage and play games and whatnot. It's so cool. I loved every minute of that whole tour. And there was sometimes the trip from Amsterdam to Sweden was like 24 hours of travel. 24 hours sitting on the bus. There was about 21 hours of total travel. And then sometimes we couldn't actually get off the bus for various reasons, or you just stop at a truck stop or something. But man, that got a little rough at times because you had nothing else to do. But thankfully we got Bloodborne on the bus at some point. So me and Aaron were playing that, 2 different save files. So that really changed the whole dynamic of bus life after that. Bus life! But I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe what going on a tour for that long is like, because you are on a tour bus for the whole thing. You don't fly around to these different places. You could, but you have to go to the airport and go through security, and then you have to wait around. And whereas when you get on a tour bus, you leave the venue, you get on the bus drives, you sleep, you wake up in the next country. Sometimes you don't because it's fucking miles away, but it's just a lot easier, and you get to sit and chill out and hang out, and there's less stress when you're actually on a bus. Gets a little confined and everybody's kind of in each other's faces, but super fun experience. I had never, because I did a little bit of that for my tour when I did it in America before this one, but to do it for 12 days, 13 days with everything considering, but when you have to do it for that long, I thought things would get really rough, but no, it was super fun the whole time. I want to go back and do it again, like a billion times over. It was so much fun. But not only was it cool hanging out with all of those people on the bus and getting to meet different people from the cruise at different venues, it was also cool getting to meet you guys. And for a different reason that I expected. It's always great getting to meet you and seeing you and like everyone showing their support and everything. I always appreciate that. That's always the coolest part of doing YouTube to me, is that there's people all over the world. I went to America before that, did some shows, those people there cheering me on, and then you go to Europe and there's more people there cheering you on and all being part of this cool experience together. But it was also cool going to the different countries and seeing the different slices of life, because when you do these shows, you're doing them from like 1,600 people to 3,200. It ranges from venue to venue and country to country, but like in that group of people, you're basically getting a survey for what that country feels like, because that's a pretty big test scenario. Whenever you see people saying like, we surveyed people and they said that we now believe in this country, and they do like 200 people, if even that. So we're there in front of like 3,000 people on some occasions. So whenever you say something or you do something or you get people to chant something or you get some sort of slice of life from that area, you kind of get a feel for what the people in that area are like. So we got a feel for what Dutch people are like, for Swedish people, Danish people, Norwegian people, and then back home for the Irish crowd. So it's fascinating to see how different countries all react differently to different jokes and different bits and different things like that. I love that. It was like an experiment every night to go out there and be like, to say a similar joke from one night and then go on to the next night and then have people either not chuckle at it or chuckle super loudly at it, or they didn't chuckle at that but then they chuckled at something else. And I love that. I love meeting people and just listening to them and figuring them out and just understanding their behaviors. It's one of my favorite things to do, because you learn so much from different people, and I try and take that on board then and I don't know, not so much become a better person for it, but just become a more understanding person of different cultures and different types of people. But for any of you who didn't get to go to the show, first off, any of you who did come to the shows, thank you so very much. That was incredibly sweet. There were some people there for their birthdays and some people there with their friends because this was their night out thing to do. And that really means a lot to not only me, but everybody who was involved. Every time we would go back after a show had finished, we'd just be gushing over the crowds and just how nice they were. And the venues would always turn around and be like, man, that crowd is just so nice. So it's a testament to all of you, just how nice you are, and you get a real sense for it when you do these shows. So thank you so much for coming out and being a part of that. It means so much to us, and it's something that I'll never forget because that was one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in my life. It simultaneously felt like it was over in an instant, but it also felt like it was like 6 months of my life all at once. Because there was some stuff at the start of the tour that we remembered at the end and we were like, Jesus, that's the same tour. We've been on this for this long. But for any of you who couldn't come out, don't worry. We will probably be back at some point, either together, separately, or whatever. We are going to come back to Europe and do more stuff. I have to come back and do my own solo shows. I have to go do some more runs in America for that. Because the ones I did for my own show, the How Did We Get Here tour, that was just to test it out to see if it worked, and that went down as a huge success with people. And I couldn't be more happy with that because it's a very different type of show, and I'm very proud of the way it is, and it's very purposefully built to be the way it is. And if any of you who have seen it will know what I'm talking about. And I'm so happy that people didn't spoil it for others. And that when you come to the show, it's a new experience each time. And I really appreciate that. So thank you for that. But I have to go around America with that again because there's a lot of cities and states and everything over there to hit. I'd probably have to do 2 runs over there just to try and spread it out and hit more places. But I also definitely 100% want to do a European tour of not only my one, but hopefully come back with the Grumps and do another one or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it was one of those things that you can look at YouTube and you can look at your demographics and you can look at where people are watching you from, and there's very in-depth analytics for what you're able to see. But it's like you never think about it. You never go to these places and think, man, I have people who watch my stuff in Amsterdam, and then you're there and you see all the people who are there to come out and celebrate in a show with you. So just that stuff is super bizarre. And it's given me like a whole fresh new perspective, and I'm so full of energy. Now, after doing those shows, every night I would come back just fucking buzzing, bouncing off the walls, and be super excited to just do things. And talking to other creative minds on the bus and listening to their plans and their projects and their stories just fills you with so much inspiration and motivation to go out there and try and do stuff for yourself. So I really want to do that. I want to use that energy and use that, just that ball of whatever's inside my head and just go out there and do more stuff. And I'm really gonna try. I want to use that before it wears off, because eventually after you come back from either a convention or a tour or something, the tour depression or the con depression or something kicks in where you suddenly start to remember everything that happened, and then you get super sad because you miss your friends. And I miss them so much. I miss everybody on that bus. Because we all had little moments together, and there's all these like little inside jokes that crop up from the tours as you're doing them, and I'm gonna miss that a lot. But I think we got some really great memories out of it, and that's why I took the break, because I needed to, not only for my own mental health to kind of break that cycle, to make myself aware that I can do that and still come back and do videos, and you guys will thankfully be here for that. But also, it was just one of those things that I could have overworked myself to get it done, but I probably wouldn't have enjoyed myself as much as I did, because I'd be worrying about the videos going up, and I'd be worrying about trying to get stuff done before, and I would just be way too stressed out. So I wanted to do something that not only created fantastic memories for myself that I will legitimately remember for the rest of my life, but for you guys as well. Any of you who came out for the shows, I wasn't distracted. I was there. I was in the moment. I was there to do it. And sure, it was a little awkward at times because the 3 of us had never done shows together before. And it was kind of hard break some habits of doing my own show and them doing their shows together and just trying to work together and figure it out. But by the end, I think we were in such a great rhythm, so I'd hate to see that go to waste. So hopefully we can do more stuff in the future, and I'm so pumped. I'm sorry, I'm rambling and I'm not even like explaining anything. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head, but I'm sure my enthusiasm for what I'm saying will say more than what I'm actually saying, more than the content of what I'm actually divulging. A lot of thoughts going on in my head, a lot of wheels turning, more so than normal. My head's normally like a beehive already, so now imagine 12 beehives, all working in no conjunction. But I'm back, and we're gonna kick off videos again. I'm not gonna make a whole big song and dance about it. I'm not gonna have a welcome back celebration video or anything, if you want to call this what it is. No bells and whistles, I just want to get straight back into it. I want to get back into making you guys proud again and playing some stuff that I missed out on and just getting that energy back and getting that vibe back and getting stuck into the community again. I'm excited. It's fun. If anything, going away from it for a while, absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that. It's that's a saying for a reason. Really did. Being away from it for a little while kind of made me miss it even more. Because you can get very complacent doing this and very stuck in your cycles and just take it for granted sometimes. So now, I like doing this, doing the tour made me realize just how grateful I am for all of this and how lucky I am to be able to do all of it. It's incredible. I get to sit here and talk to millions of very, very nice people every day and play video games every day. It's the coolest shit in the world, and I'm so incredibly grateful to get to do it, and I'm so happy and I'm so proud of everybody out there in the community, and I want to try even harder to bring the community back together. I don't know, I'm full of beans and I'm ready to go. But yeah, lots of stuff planned. Some of these things I might stream just so I can actually do it then and there and talk to you guys as I'm playing these things and not have to wait around any longer, like the Batman and the Life is Strange and stuff like that. So look forward to more stuff. I'm excited to start South Park as well, and I'm excited to play more Cuphead, even though I'm terrible at it. But people, it sucked because I only got 2 episodes of it recorded, and when I left then everybody was all talking about it and everyone was super into the series, and I was like, no, guys, I'm sorry I had to stop after 2 episodes, but I'll try do more of it now. I have to get my mojo back. I was just getting the hang of it and then I had to leave, and now I'm going to be terrible at it again. But I don't know, just thank you guys so much for allowing me to be able to pull away from this for a little bit and not give me too much shit about it and then be welcomed back the way you guys have. It means way more than you will ever know, because that is something that a lot of YouTubers are terrified of, is taking that break and not, or just being really scared that their audience is going to leave them. And that's something that I've struggled with for a really, really long time, and I'm trying to get my head around it. I'm still not there, still not 100% in everything, but I'm getting there, and this was a really huge step forward, not just on the channel, but just for me personally. I've had such a huge mental growth over the last 2 weeks, and I can't wait to share some of that with you and hopefully lead you forward in a proper manner, because it's kind of recontextualized everything in my head, and I'm more geared up than ever. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because, again, I told you this is going to go on forever. But just thank you guys so much for being here, and hopefully we can get back into it. Hopefully there'll be no hiccups. I'm not doing anything too crazy for a little while. A lot of stuff in my head that I want to maybe do for videos and just try new things, so I'm excited for it. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face like a boss, and high fives all around. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you guys. Now we'll see all you dudes after the Oh man, it's been a while. I haven't taken that much of a break from doing that for a very long time. The pipes, they're rusty.